Lafayette. Okay, let's go back in and do some. See if I can unlock the level 100 echoes. Ooh, okay. So I've done Age of Winter, so let's try Spirits of Fire. Did I actually say I was going there? Yes, I did. Still some lag here. Festering sewers! Into the festering sewers, that's where I am going. Whoa. Whoa. Well, there's the Savage Gate. I don't think I've seen that happen before. There's a bit of a problem with it though, which is I've got to kill the mobs that spawn around it, and I can't move around it easily. Fastest echo ever. Twisted Mire. I didn't even see the... Hello. Have I made any more progress? I'm still not making much progress through that thing. I think if they want it to be seasonal, they really need to up the speed through. Like, casual gamers are never going to make it to the interesting bit, so they're going to go, well, this game's not... I mean, if you turn around and say, here are these mechanics, and you need to play for 20 hours a day, or 20 hours a week, in order to complete it during your cycle, then players are going to turn around and say, well, I'm not going to play this game for 20 hours a week, so I'm not going to play it. You are setting the threshold for people to play your game. And you could may want to turn around and go, okay, you know, the top level, maybe the top 2 they may not complete, and they go, oh, I'll never achieve that, that's aspirational. But having the halfway through levels be aspirational, that's just dumb. Having those require that level of play. I remember watching one of the top streamers, and literally he is the top, probably the best, I think it's Ludijo, probably one of the best ARPG players in the world. He played the game for, what was it, 36 hours straight, doing his absolute best, most efficient run. So that'd be the equivalent of probably 80 hours of a normal gamer, and he hadn't just unlocked level 9. So that's basically saying that, yeah, it's broken. Absolutely broken. I don't need that much fire res. The lightning res is good, but I don't need that much fire res. Lessons of the Metropolis. There are boots I should be wearing, which is called Dark Stride. It's not Lessons of the Metropolis. Lightless Arbor is the gold sink. I need a lot more gold to do that. There's no real way to farm gold in the game. I mean, the easiest way would be to do level under your content. Mobs don't seem to have a significantly higher gold drop at higher levels. Now, I think this is going to have a problem for me. I don't think I'm going to complete this.
die.
So no items dropped? At the end of this, no items dropped. Okay. Oh no, there were runes. Okay, cool. Give it a try.
Stand down or die.
Mobs to kill, I just don't know where. There's a gold golem around somewhere. Here it is. There's a couple. Those were the bonuses from completing a prophecy. I love Glyphs of Chaos, but I'm going to die if I do this. Let's try it. I am absolutely going to face that. See? I'm not going to survive the boss if I get to the boss. Can't see the boss in that. Got him. I don't really believe it. Melee attack speed. There's some gold in there, I suppose. Should do it through here. Let's try the Lightless Arbor. I mean, I'll be doing it at low level, so... So I need to go to the surface and then go up. That's the way to go. Go through the shrouded ridge. I out-leveled you guys so much. There it is. Now, the first time I came here, I made a huge mistake and didn't go into the final room because I am an idiot. And I swore I did it wrong, but I didn't. I'm just an idiot. So, uniques, they go in there. Transfer items, stuff, gloves go there. Accessories go there. And idols go there. I go up here. Might as well talk to
Human.
you. Yes.
That's they won't let you or the if you can find that. That's good then. Hurry and find a way in there so we can save the humans.
Ooh, it'll let me do straight into tier 2. So let's try tier 2. No translation found for inabilities. I don't know what that means. Deaths of Amber Elemental. Deaths of rare enemies. So we'll see what comes.
Way into the caverns. I knew you would help.
We can do Amber Elementals 9 times, and the others are just rare enemies, and I've done it 1 time. Okay, let's just... So I think the question they need to ask themselves is, why don't people like doing dungeons? Because I keep hearing people say dungeons aren't endgame. What is endgame is the echoes. So why don't people like doing dungeons? There has to be a reason. So what would be the reason? Is it because of all of these little dead ends, so you can't feel like you can progress? They're slower content with less rewards? Is that the reason? Is it because they don't have the same level of they just don't feel as refined? I would have thought the dungeons would have potentially been better end-game content if they were designed well, because they've got more interesting mechanics on them.
Stand down, die.
But that doesn't seem to be what's happening. So the question is, why? What's going wrong? Is there another exit? Is it because you get this far through and then you find out that the bonus that you get from those doors isn't a useful one, and you feel, oh, this dungeon run was kind of a waste? Because it looks like I'm going for Exalted Rings even though I don't want Exalted Rings. If you got to the exit and there was choices to pick, like there was in Arena, that might be interesting. health on it, but the rest of it is meh. And that's a dead end. These dead ends definitely don't feel fun. I mean, they've been fairly short in direction, so it's not too bad, I suppose. But it's like, I'm a superhero who can jump halfway across the screen. Oh, there's a log in the way. I can never go that way. Yeah, the bit done.
Hello again. We are getting closer to where the mountain beneath is headed. Want? Titan? There used to be I am not sure. Maybe we could tell.
Stand down or die.
Now, if we look at my prophecy here, Death of Amber Elemental, I need to kill 9 of them, but I don't know how far through it I am. So, I've killed, I don't know, 6, maybe 7. That's done. Why not know how far through your prophecy you are? What's the point in that? Prophecy fulfilled. At least it's telling me that now. So I've fulfilled the prophecy, and it dropped those. That, actually, Void Pen. Void Pen is... I thought Void... Have I not got that in? No, it's not Void Pen. But I'm going to put it into... I'm going to shatter that anyway. There you go. Whatever. That may have been a better weapon. But I'm doing okay. But having it, I mean, the reason this dungeon's not possible, not popular, is it's the gold sink dungeon in a game where there's not enough gold. Like, the gold sink dungeon would have been popular when, or not popular, but would have been something people would have done when I've played this character or I've been playing on this count for 3 years in early access. And I've got several million gold and the gold sink game is kind of fun. But when you've got a couple of months, you're not going to get enough gold that the gold sim game is interesting. And I don't remember how this boss works at all.
Human, we are nearly there. You must stop the mountain beneath, no matter what. I was grown by in her absence, I will protect humans. Even if it is only...
Okay. What? Why is that not showing? Okay, there's a problem here. That should absolutely have been showing. 98 health on a ring. Oh, I don't need the ring, but that... Why is that not showing? Now, if I drop that now... It's still not showing. Oh, because it's a wrong subtype of ring. It's got mana and... Okay. There we go. That's the thing. So, of course, let's just shadow it and try and get some health shards. That's why. Add a chest that drops a weapon. Sure. I got one chest. So you're gambling on adding things to all chests and you get one chest. So why would anyone ever do this? You pay a fortune to... You're going to add a rune to every chest, of which there is going to be one. Yeah. Why would anyone ever do this? That was a complete waste of time. Except for possibly the fact that I got some favour and stuff out of it. So yeah, so what you learn is lightless arbor. You don't do... So they've... What this has taught you is do not do dungeons. So there's prophecies here that send you into dungeon, like Lightless Arbor, any dungeon, Soulfire Bastion, Arena, but you don't want to do them. These prophecies are useless, but you have to do them.
Yes? I was just on my way to amend a record. How can I help you?
So what I want to do is look in the weapon one. Actually, it's not weapon, is it? It's probably armor. And I want to have those be 100% less likely.
Yes? I was just on my way to amend a record. How can I help you?
To have high corruption events. Oh, good God. These are the ones that apparently you want. Okay, so what's the timeline I'm doing again? It's Spirits of Fire. This is incredibly weird. This mechanic is not as cool as I thought it would be. The prophecies are pretty terrible.
Stand down or die.
I thought the prophecies would be interesting. It's like, oh, there's a goal to go and chase. But it's just not. doesn't feel like that at all. Because you can't track your progress, you can't control whether you're going to get them or not. You really can't target them easily. The user interface to get them is terrible. I'm getting so many helmets and I don't know if any of them are any good. I don't need rings, but I can head towards gold and stuff by doing this. Last time I did oh no, it wasn't Necropolis Streets I did, but it was the sewers. I did the sewers and then it was like over again. The final goal was on the screen right next to me. 'But I feel I'm getting close to the brick wall I hit when I played the Druid the first time. Which is you get to a point where you massively need tuned gear to get it. And if the gear doesn't drop with like some of the right stats and then be able to be crafted correctly, you're kind of doomed. Now this build is better than my Druid build was, so I might be able to push higher to be able to get closer to the better gear than I did last time. Three haste drones in a row. Feels like it's just taking a mickey. Let's go for gold. Oh, sorry about... Oh, crap. That went badly. Sorry about that. Just trying to scratch my head and I knocked the microphone. Poison damage, not what I need.
Magma Arena.
Let's do ash-covered Majelka.
Yes?
The city is no more. The shamans came, tried to burn us with dark magic. When we fought back, they tore the earth apart. Rivers of fire and an army of old undead are all that's left. They left a pyromancer to keep the fires alive. I can dispel the flames guarding him, but I'm not leaving any survivors until the pyres they erected are destroyed. It is my job to umpire. It's like umpire, but, you know, different. Still think they could have added more voice lines. Diablo 3 did it 15 years ago. So I'm still asking myself, is this a better ARPG than Diablo 3? And I'm not sure. I think the loot system has... I think it has the potential to be better. The problem that this game has that Diablo 3 doesn't, and that is probably a design choice, so they may not see it as a problem, is... like too many games that are released, they want you to commit to it being the main game you play. And even better, the main thing you do. But one thing that this has, although Diablo 3 had it, Diablo 4 even had it, is this is really good fun. Like, really good fun at low levels. Like, if you mostly ignore... And I suppose one thing about this, which is nice, is the end game in this. The end game in Diablo 4 basically made you feel like you were crap in the mid game, like you weren't playing the real game in the end game until you got to the thing. This kind of feels like what I'm doing now. This is fine. This is fine. Like, this is all good. So I think the biggest problem this game has is places like max roll and everything, which are telling people this is what you should be doing immediately at 70, because when they were writing their guides, they were writing them with level 100 characters, trying to remember what it was like to be 70. But the problem this game has is it's been balanced around there being max roll guides for people at level 70. So if you're not using one of the guides, then you're in trouble. So they've kind of... I don't know how a game deals with that at the moment. I think what they should do is ignore the guides and ignore the streamers. They should ignore the streamers and everything. And tune the game around people who don't have access to all the guides.
Stand down or die.
And if people then use guides and become too OP, who's that hurting? But it's similar with Helldivers, where they just nerfed all of the items that were being used by the uber powerful players because they were uber powerful. Because, in the words of one of the devs, they loved the sound of the players, or they loved the taste of the players' tears. But, which was just absolutely tragic. It's like, that was just insane. But the whole thing about it is you have people who aren't the Uber players who are using those items to just try and play the game that the elite players can achieve because they're only going to play for a couple of hours a week and they're not like Uber gamers. And by taking those items away, you've just turned around and said, oh, you've got to choose to either dedicate your life to the game or fuck off. To which the players will fuck off. And I just don't understand the mentality of players are having fun with this, so we need to remove it. Particularly when we're balancing around the top 10% of players are using this to destroy high-level content much easier than we thought, so we have to nerf it. Don't ignore your top 15% of players and ignore your bottom 15% of players and balance around the middle. If you're looking at your top 15% of players when you're trying to balance anything, it's like you don't tune your high school athletics around Usain Bolt. Not unless you're an asshole. And game developers seem to be assholes. And it's a shame. It's a real shame.
Yes?
We're in the bowels of the mountains. Far above us, the shamans are beginning the ritual to split the world open. They'll be able to extinguish the flames down here, but their minions must first be dealt with.
May Terra smile upon you.
Yes, I'm sure she will. That was almost a prophecy being done, because that was a lot of unique items.
Stand down or die.
This is actually a fun level. This is what I wish dungeons were like. I mean, the ability to push on in... I mean, I haven't hit 100 in this. But I feel like the ability to push further into endgame is going to be better in Diablo 3 than it is in this. Putting mobs with abilities like that in the middle of too many other mobs is a problem as well, because can't see crap. Getting good shards though.
Die.
So, my question is, what's going to keep me playing once I've unlocked the level 100? Because the grind in Circle of Prophecy is not going to do it, because it's too darn long. Like, I've played for 3 hours, and I've gotten... What's that? 25% of 5 to 6. So I'm just assuming that all of the higher levels are just out of reach. They're just not going to happen. So, Circle of Prophecy ends at level 5, unless you turn this into a lifestyle game. Okay. In order to upgrade your loot, you basically need to play with a set like this, and then in your stash, build a complete endgame set that you don't equip until you've got all of it. Because if you put on a single piece, then your defenses will fall. So, items drop at the rate of 1 every... And you can do some shuffling around with it, I suppose, maybe. I'll have to see what it's like, but you might be able to do some shuffling around with the idle stuff. But it feels like it's, even with that, I thought the idle system was going to be great because you'd be able to keep your defenses up. But you don't get enough from the idols to make it carry over because you need all of that life. And the idols with the right stats are too rare. So...
Stand down or die.
Cold damage. Damn. Now, at some point I'm going to have to go through all of these idols and sort them out. I absolutely know that is a thing. And I'll probably do that off stream. Yeah, I'll do that off stream.
Yes.
Take care.
But if you want to build an upgrade set, you basically need to build all of it. So if you're looking for sort of, what is it, 10 items in order to be able to progress into the higher levels, then you need to get all 10 items that will allow you to progress into higher levels before you progress into higher levels. So the end game is even harder to progress into than Diablo 4. Because every video I've watched from the max roll people or from anything like that has basically said, equip all this stuff, and when you get upgrades, equip them, but make sure your resistances don't fall below these numbers. But they've never said how. Like, I've never seen a single video that has turned around and said, these, upgrade these items to these items when you can. But when you can, includes the statement, make sure your defenses don't fall below this level of endurance, this level of health, this level of crit strike avoidance, these level of resistances, these levels of, is it dodge? It might not be dodge. Parry is new, so it doesn't often include those. But make sure you don't fall below these levels of all of these things. Great. how? Because if you get the phenomenal sword or the phenomenal chest piece, which is a perfect roll for your build, but the chest piece you're wearing has the crit strike avoidance on it, or whatever it is, I don't know where the stats there, then you need to get then the helm that has the crit strike avoidance. And when you get the helm that has the crit strike avoidance, you then lose your necrotic resistance. And then you need to get the boots that have the necrotic resistance, or something else that has necrotic resistance. And when you put that on, you lose your fire resistance or something. And you're constantly chasing in order to make it all work. And I don't get it. So you've now been farming for 20 hours since you got this absolutely perfect weapon, and you still can't equip the thing. Which is why I feel defenses in games like this are a bad design. It's like, congratulations, you got an item that you really want, don't equip it. Right? So games like this, you need to chase the loot, but you can't use the loot that you chase, which has always been odd to me. At least in Diablo 3, that is not an existing problem. Now, Diablo 3 is definitely a face roll RPG in most ways. But it's got the ability that as you keep playing, you get this continuing reward that allows you to bypass the mechanic. With your Paragon levels, you keep getting more powerful as you play. But this game doesn't have that. You don't get more powerful as you play this game. Diablo 4 has the same problem. It's a very weird design choice, and one I don't fully understand.
die.
What? Oh, I must have pushed back in time. That's a lot of... I'm going to have to go through and sort those out. Oh, that's right. I got a passive a while ago. I think the next one I want is still Blade Master. More gold, more gold, more gold, more gold. The problem I've got, of course, is I'm just a nobody game. Like, no one is ever going to pay attention to anything I say. Do I still have the Kill Immortal Eyes? Diamond Matron, rare enemy in Temporal Sanctum. Nope. Diamond Matrons is the only prophecy I've got left. I think now that is potentially like, wow, what is wrong with... Increased void damage is good. Hammer throw is terrible. Fire resistance is not what I want, unfortunately. Where am I getting all this fire res from? It's there? No? There's 42 there. Right. I don't have level of hammer throw things. So this is where I should have been taking all of the level stuff. Yeah, there's not much I can do about it. That becomes a brick. I don't need the fire res anyway. I basically need an amulet with a lot of necrotic resistance. The Frozen Sea! They're climbing out of the ice, but not leaving anything behind, a hole in the ground. That's impressive. Maybe I need to play Cyberpunk again. I mean, that game gets me grumpy in 3 or 4 places. I think the first boss fight is incredibly dumb. And with the build... Actually, that's a... I've been really wanting to try and play a melee assault rifle game. But I don't think I'd be able to kill the first boss with a melee assault rifle game. Like, I think that would be the end of the game for me with a melee assault rifle, which is a problem. Do-do-do-do-do. Should have some water soon. But I guarantee you, the game devs will pay a lot of attention to people like Wudijo and Rax and all of these streamers who are expert gamers. Absolutely they will. But these are professional gamers. So if they're the people that they're paying attention to, what that means is they're the people they're designing the game for. Blizzard are doing it. The people who do Path of Exile are doing it. The games are designed for people like that. So, how do you get the developers to pay attention or even listen to people who aren't them as their main focus? Like, 11th Hour Games, EHG, have said that they're listening to everyone, and there seems to be indications that that is true, but they are absolutely biased towards those huge streamers because those huge streamers bring attention to the game. And the problem with that, of course, is what they're doing is they are selling the movie of the game, not the playability of the game, which is really, really unfortunate. Let's visit the observatory. I want to see what I can get that will allow me deaths of rare enemy. Monolith, 14 corruption. That's way too expensive. And they expect you to know what all the timelines are as well, which is a problem. Death of a boss costs 4,000. The costs are just... Am I doing Reign of Dragons at the moment? No, I've done Reign of Dragons. Damn. That's what I needed. I mean, Rune of Refinement's not great, but it's the... I can't afford that one either. That would have been even better. That one would have been great. Oh well. Because you've just got to look around forever until you find... You've got to look at... It needs to be a list, because looking through that UI and like seeing, oh, this, I'll take that one because it looks okay, and then finding out that you've just spent the thing and there was one that was even better for you, but because you didn't look through everything, you've got to look through everything and then figure out which is best and like... remember what's there and almost write down the good ones. And it's just a bad UI. Caldera of Souls. I don't remember this at all. Chance to apply fatality on hit is good. Armor while channeling is better. Armor while channeling. Thank you. The Sealed Archive. Hollow Finger. It's a shame that these didn't come with LP. Money, 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 money. Oh my god, a Mad Alchemist Ladle. They're apparently rare as hell. And they're used for one of the builds as well. So one of the builds that I was looking at was the Hammerden build, and it uses the Mad Alchemist Ladle as the weapon. Another Valor Root. I have way too many items. There's some necrotic resistance. But the rest of it is pretty terrible. No. No. That's a shatter. I'm going to shatter that because I don't know. I'm going to shatter that. And that gives me a bit more room. Okay, so those gloves. Cast speed, but what I can do is I can say they have 5 ranks of health and increased health. So they go into the forge with a rune of removal. And I got hybrid health. So they now get dropped on the ground and I'm done. 5 hybrid health shards. Thank you very much. There's another hybrid health. Rank 3 hybrid health. It's only got 2 things on it. So again, rune of removal. I'm after the hybrid health. Got it. Thank you. That's insane. I will go through at some point and sort through all of this stuff.
Yes? Take care.
The defiled wood. Got wood? We barely escaped. There are still some struggling behind. I don't know if they're alive. Please look for Elder Mossborn and Jehovah. I'll find them.
Take care.
Gods.
What the hell does that have on it? Void penetration. I think it's the void pen. Yeah, it's void penetration. Don't see that very often. If I look at my crafting materials, I don't have any much void penetration. So what I want to do is I want to have to move to put that into the forge. I don't want to use that. I want to use a rune of removal and hope I get the void pen. And I did. Thank you. Do I want the cold pen as well? Nah. There you go. I got some void pen shards. So what's is the sword fully upgraded? 5,556. The chest. To give you an idea of just how rare some of those affixes here are, the void penetration that I added to the... Like, that's the first item I've seen drop with void penetration in 3 sessions?
Who are you?
Stand down or die.
And that's another reason why I don't think I could ever play the Merchant's Guild, is because I'd need to start paying attention to what items were valuable and have an idea of what items were valuable. I'd then be picking up items that were valuable so I could go and sell them, and just the stress level of that would just drive me insane. Like, it's already stressful enough trying to get items just for me.
Stand down or die.
Who are you?
So I figure what I'm going to need to do is basically have a stash tab of boots and a stash tab of all of these, which are close to what I need, and then when I upgrade an item, figure out how to make
Take care.
the items
Gods.
all. Not bad. The lightless pits. Possibly have come the wrong way. Quiver, lots of runes, including Rune of Ascendance, some idols. I'm going to have a bunch of sorting to do. That's okay. I can do that off stream. Did I get a better lightning res one? This is where it's trying to be too clever. Where it says lightning res, it includes... That's a better lightning res. That's 15 lightning res. That's lightning res with 3% health. That... I don't want it to show elemental resistance. I just want it to show lightning res. Yeah, I'll go through and I'll sort those out later. Basically what I want is the resistances with health, if they can do it. That is really, really nice. My health is still too low though. resistances while channeling. Got one. Hybrid health rank 4. So I want to do that and hope. Didn't get it. Didn't get it. And no forging potential. So I just shatter the thing. Damn. I don't have many runes of removal. But hybrid health is definitely something I'm going to continue to run. For many items I get, so... I am checking the items, by the way, to see if they're upgrades before I just destroy them.
Down or die.
That's a lot of materials. Increased echo damage when maybe? I just can't tell on half of this stuff. Armor lightning was okay. So they look good. So I'd lose some poison res. Which I'm not on. I'd gain some lightning res. Which I don't need. So if I could turn the lightning to poison, great. That's a lot of armor. I'd lose movement speed. And actually, I think the movement speed is better. I don't think those boots are better. No. Ah, that was the thing I wanted to put on the necklace, wasn't it? Void penetration. Which I now can do. Let's do one more, I think, and then I might go to bed. It's nearly midnight. I can play tomorrow. Though tomorrow I should record Sudoku. Wasn't expecting that to happen so quick. Gold. Gold hooked am I. Susanna, go ahead and cry. Okay. So, spend a passive point, which is another point in Blade Master. Why don't I spin and win? Where's Eternal Form? That's something I've got 1 point in. So this is going to give me more vitality and health. So that'll give me more resistances. So this is going to come soon. Then it will be Void Flux. Whenever damage reduces your health below 20%, send all 9 enemies forward in time. Okay. Then Holy Icon, which is a paladin skill. Necrotic resist 7% per point. Holy shit, that's a lot of necrotic resistance. Then there'll be Defiance. Which is going to be more attunement and elemental resistance. And then the last couple of points are going to be in Doom Knight, which I've already got a couple of points in. Which will give me strength and health. Okay, so I'm going to get a lot more resistances and health as I progress. And strength is going to give me armor. Okay, cool. So as I level, I will slowly improve. So hopefully I'll be able to do the 100 stuff and then slowly improve. Cool. I'm going to end it there, even though I'm close to being able to unlock level 100s. Hopefully I can do that tomorrow. I've got, what level am I? I'm 82. So I've got 18 more levels to get. Which I believe is going to be a bit of a grind. Like, it's not going to be quick. Like, I believe I'm like not halfway through the XP. This is the other grind that's... I think this... I don't know about the speed of this. Like, 82 is about, I think, where I stopped last time. I don't know about the XP grind. We'll see. Yeah, interesting. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And as always, good luck with your... battles through time. Bye, everyone.